Have you ever come across a 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin and just tossed it aside, thinking it's not worth much? Well, that little coin might just flip your fortune. Some people are unknowingly sitting on coins that collectors would pay big money for. So, if you've got this coin, stick around till the end of this video, because what we're about to discuss might just turn the tables for you. And at the end, I'll tell you exactly how you can check its value and even sell it. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Let's start with a little background. The Susan B. Anthony dollar coin was first minted in 1979. It was a big deal, the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical woman, Susan B. Anthony, a pioneer of women's rights. That alone makes this coin historically significant. But the original design had some issues. The coin was roughly the same size and color as a quarter, which led to confusion in daily transactions. People didn't like it, and by 1981, production stopped. Fast forward almost 2 decades, and in 1999, the U.S. Mint brought it back. Why? There was a sudden demand for dollar coins, particularly from public transit systems and vending machine operators. The government needed a quick solution before the Sacagawea dollar was introduced in 2000, so they reissued the SBA dollar for one final year. So that makes 1999 the last and final year the Susan B. Anthony dollar was ever minted. And whenever something is a last edition, collectors start to pay close attention. There are 3 versions of the 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar. 1999p, minted in Philadelphia. 1999d, minted in Denver. 1999p proof, minted in San Francisco, but only for collectors. Now here's the thing, the regular 1999p and 1999d coins were made for circulation. You could find them in change or bank rolls. But the 1999p proof, that one was never released into circulation. It was made for special collector sets only. And because of that, the proof coins are often in near-perfect condition. Combine that with limited production numbers, and you've got a coin that collectors are actively seeking. Now let's talk about what makes a 1999 SBA dollar valuable. First condition. If your coin is beat up or heavily circulated, it probably won't fetch much more than face value. But if it's in brilliant uncirculated condition, or even better if it's been graded MS66, MS67, or MS68 by a professional grading service, the value can jump significantly. Second mint mark. Proof coins from San Francisco are usually worth more due to their rarity and quality. Even uncirculated coins from Philadelphia or Denver can be valuable if they're in high grades. Third, error coins. Here's where it gets interesting. Some 1999 SBA dollars have minting errors like off-center strikes, wrong planchet, or doubled dies. These rare mistakes can boost a coin's value from a few dollars to hundreds, even thousands in some rare cases. So don't just glance at your coin, look closely. A small error could mean a big payday. But here's the catch: values can change frequently depending on market trends, collector demand, and auction results. Which is why it's important not to assume always get an updated price. Now, if you're thinking about selling your 1999 Susan B. Anthony coin, you might be wondering, where do I sell it? Should I get it graded first? Is eBay the best option? What if it's an error coin? And I've got answers. But I'm not going to give them all away right now. But here's the deal, if you really want to know the current value of your coin and how you can sell it for maximum profit, then drop a comment below with 1999 SBA price, and I'll reply with the latest value and the selling procedure step by step. When you do, I'll personally reply with the latest value based on your coin's condition, whether or not it's worth grading, and the step-by-step method to sell it for maximum value. Whether you're sitting on a $2 coin or a $2,000 treasure, this info could make all the difference. So, check your drawers, coin jars, and old collections. That 1999 Susan B. Anthony coin might be worth more than you think. Remember, comment 1999 SBA price and I'll let you know exactly what you've got and how to cash in. The 1975 Lincoln penny is part of a coin series that's been around for over a century. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over time, this coin has become one of the most widely collected and closely studied coins in American numismatic history. The 1975 edition might not be a century old yet, but it has its own unique features and value points that make it very interesting to collectors. More than 5.4 billion 1975 Lincoln pennies were minted at the Philadelphia Mint alone, and an additional 4.5 billion were struck at the Denver Mint. That's a huge number, which is why the average person assumes these coins are completely common and worthless. But like many coins, rarity isn't the only thing that determines value. There are key factors like condition, mint errors, die varieties, and even slight differences in the strike that can make certain 1975 pennies worth significantly more than others. Let's start with condition. A 1975 penny that's circulated and has wear and tear might only be worth its face value. But if you happen to have one in uncirculated condition, shiny, no scratches, full details, it could be worth much more. Coins graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC regularly sell online for between $10 and $30. That might not sound like a huge number, but when you consider it started as a penny, that's already a 1000x return. And the higher the grade, the higher the price. A 1975 Lincoln penny graded MS67 recently sold for $115 on eBay, and one in MS68 red, meaning the coin kept its original copper luster, went for over $350. Now, let's talk about the mint mark. 1975 pennies were struck at two mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those from Denver have a small D under the date. Both types can be valuable depending on their grade and whether they exhibit certain errors or die varieties. There were no pennies struck at the San Francisco Mint for circulation in 1975, but proof coins were produced for collectors. These S-Mint proof coins can also carry value, especially if they come in pristine condition with deep cameo contrast and no spots or marks. But the real game changers when it comes to the 1975 Lincoln penny are the error coins. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare mistakes from the minting process, and 1975 was a year that saw several fascinating errors. One of the most popular and valuable types is the double die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment, causing the design elements to appear doubled. The doubling is usually most visible on the date, the word liberty, and the motto, "In God We Trust." A 1975 Lincoln penny with a visible double die obverse can sell for anywhere between $100 and $1,000, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. Some dramatic examples that have been graded and slabbed by PCGS or NGC have reached prices of over $1,500 at auction. Another major type of error that can increase value is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the strike, leaving part of the design cut off. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin tends to be, especially if the date is still visible. A 1975 penny that is off-center by 50% and shows a clear date can easily fetch over $250 or more online. There are also clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the metal blank is missing before the coin is struck, leaving a curved clip on the edge. One 1975 penny with a double curved clip error sold on eBay for $185. Broad strikes, die cracks, cuts, and struck-through errors are also all possible on this coin, and collectors are paying attention to them. On eBay, listings for 1975 Lincoln pennies vary widely. You'll find circulated coins being sold for a few cents, but that's not what we're focused on. Look at the certified and high-grade coins. One MS67 Red Denver Mint 1975 penny sold for $165. Another raw uncirculated 1975 penny with strong luster was listed at $75 and sold within a day. Proof coins with the S mint mark are going for anywhere from $10 to $80 depending on the strike and preservation. And then there are the error coins. One double die obverse example sold for $340. Another with a dramatic die clash, where the reverse design is faintly visible on the obverse, was listed at $450 and accepted a best offer. Heritage Auctions has also seen some interesting sales. A 1975 Lincoln cent graded MS67 Plus RD, meaning full red and near perfect quality, sold for $432. Another 1975D Lincoln cent with full red luster and strong details graded by NGC at MS68 RD hit $576 at auction. These aren't isolated incidents. They show that when the coin meets the right condition, demand is strong, and prices reflect that. The full steps concept that applies to Jefferson nickels doesn't apply here, but eye appeal matters just as much. Collectors want clean surfaces, no contact marks, and strong original red color. Brown or red-brown coins typically fetch lower prices unless they feature rare errors. But a red coin, especially with no carbon spots or discoloration, grabs immediate attention. Now here's something interesting, not all 1975 Lincoln pennies were struck on copper planchets. A few known errors exist where the penny was struck on dime planchets or on foreign coin blanks. These mistakes are incredibly rare and have gone for thousands of dollars when certified. One example of a 1975 penny struck on a 10-cent planchet, making it both smaller and silver-colored, was certified by PCGS and sold for over $2,500. There are also struck-through errors, where foreign materials such as grease or fibers obstructed the die and left unusual markings or textures on the coin. These are a bit more subtle but still collectible, especially when documented clearly and submitted to auction with professional photos and certification. Now if you've got a 1975 penny and you're wondering what to do with it, the first thing is don't spend it, at least not yet. Take a close look at it. Examine the color. Is it a rich red, or has it dulled to brown? Look for any unusual doubling, misshaped designs, or signs of misalignment. A simple magnifying glass or coin loupe can help you spot things your eyes might miss. Weighing the coin is another step. A standard 1975 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, it could be struck on the wrong planchet, and that's a major clue to value. Once you've examined your coin, take clear, well-lit photos of both the obverse and reverse sides. Make sure you capture any errors or points of interest. If the coin is uncirculated or appears unusually sharp, consider submitting it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. While grading can cost between $30 to $60 per coin, it often adds tremendous value, especially if your coin is in the MS66 or MS67 range or features a document error. If you don't want to go the grading route right away, you can still list the coin on eBay or Etsy with clear photos and accurate descriptions. Mention everything: color, mint mark, condition, any errors, and check other similar listings to price your coin competitively. Many sellers also include best offer options, which helps attract buyers who may be willing to pay more than your asking price if they really want that specific coin. Coin dealers and coin shows are other avenues. Bring your coin in and get an opinion from multiple dealers if you can. Some might offer you quick cash, while others may offer consignment options where they sell the coin on your behalf for a commission. Facebook groups and numismatic forums are also places where collectors and buyers gather, and where rare 1975 Lincoln pennies are traded. So now, as we reach the end of this video, let's return to the beginning. That little copper coin you thought was worth just 1 cent? It might just turn the tables for you. Whether it's a mint state red beauty, a rare double die, or an unusual off-metal strike, the 1975 Lincoln penny has proven it can surprise even the most experienced collectors. If you have a 1975 penny, take a close look and tell me everything in the comments: mint mark, condition, if it has any errors, anything you see that stands out. I'll personally reply with the estimated price based on today's market and guide you on exactly how you can sell it to make the most of it. Don't underestimate your pocket change. That penny might be worth more than you think.